On this episode, I talk about pooping and John Quincy Adams. This is the AskGaryVee Show. Hey everybody, this is Gary Vaynerchuk, and this is episode 188 of the AskGaryVee Show. India's here. India is here, and the show is on fire. I'm feeling very good. I'm very excited. Is this my last show before the book comes out?
I think so, yeah.
Am I doing one Monday?
You're able to.
You know, we should bang out one Monday because I'm gonna be all jazzed up. So we'll do one at the Core Club where we're hanging out all day Monday. So I don't have to do my last right hook. But big shout out to the Vayner Nation that stepped up real nice. Actually, what's the ranking right now on Amazon? Stepped up really nice. I saw a lot of people say that they bought it. So I'm making assumptions here. Actually, did it go down? Oh no, it's 70. This is the Kindle version. All right, hardcover, here we go. And 365.
How many days are on here?
That's weird.
That's cool.
Bunch of you won these Snapchat, Instagram contests today. I'll do another one tomorrow. That was a lot of fun. I'm snap storying, then I'm telling them to do something on Instagram, which makes it very easy for me to engage with them. I just tag Brittany and she's just sending books. Brittany's sending books like it's her job. Because I guess it is. That was funny. All right, India, let's do this. We haven't done this in a while. India, let's get into the show. Let's do it. Yesterday was a good show, by the way. If you're just watching this for the first time 2 years from now, you should go back and watch 187. The quality of the, you know what? I've got to tell you, the Vayner Nation is very smart. Like the comments were like this, like my energy was down. I felt sick yesterday. There was nothing too crazy. There was no funny thing. I didn't Miley Cyrus it and slam my chair. But the comments were on point. Like I watched some people like best show in a long, long time. Because the answers were tight. Sometimes when I'm in my darkest or like lowest energy mode, I probably switch like 5 to 10% of the entertainment value to the quality value. And I think a lot of those shows are quite good. Today, on the other hand, I'm in a jumpy mood. Let's do it.
First one from Haniel.
Haniel? Haniel.
Haniel asks, how the hell did you handle content creation when VaynerMedia was only 5 people to begin with?
Easy, Haniel. You know, is he asking for my brand or how we did it for others?
For Vayner, like, yeah, Vayner's brands that we manage.
Well, Haniel, first of all, we started at 7 or so when we started. We also were a community management company for the first 18 months, so we actually did no creative. India, you might have even been here when we just started doing creative.
You had just started the CCC role.
Which became the MCP.
Which became MCP.
Were you like, oh my God, I'm a community manager, one day I can be a CCC?
Yeah, of course.
Did I ever tell you that I named it CCC as an homage to the Soviet Union because of the CCCP?
Did you really?
No.
I didn't think so.
We handled it very easily. We got to about 20 or 30 or 40 people when we first started doing it. We took very junior people. We were getting paid very little money by the clients. And what we were producing was native content, jab, 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 right hook, for clients. And they had no idea what it was. And the big agencies that had creatives, they didn't know what it was. And they were disrespectful to it. They're like, that's not real creative. TV is not a picture on Facebook. They still say it, which is the beginning of their demise.
Cool.
Yeah, so we just willed it, right? Like people that were kids were like, I was like, who knows Photoshop? Me? Great, you're a designer. Let's go. It was scrappy. It's what you do in the beginning. I mean, all these bullshit entrepreneurs that I'm mad at, you know why I'm mad? Do you know how many of them went skiing this weekend? Do you know how many entrepreneurs went skiing this weekend? People that raised money, they're not making any money, and the only way they continue their business is if they raise more money. The macroeconomic climate is getting tight. China, oil, like people are not throwing around money the way they did even 6 months ago, and they're skiing.
I hate mountains, so.
Right, I do hate mountains. That happened on the show or somewhere else, yeah?
On the
Do we know what episode?
GaryVeeHatesMountains.com. I think it's still up.
Is GaryVeeHatesMountains.com still up?
Hates Mountains.
It was like when we were on 15.
Amazing, it is. Amazing. Stefan, take instead of that, just put it up for a second.
Fabian asks, do you think using Yelp advertising for local photographers is worth the minimum $300 to $400 a month investment?
I have no idea. That is a rarity on this show. But the truth is, I've been down on Yelp for a very long time. About 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even in Thank You Economy, I referenced this, that I thought that there would be absolute demise in anonymous reviews. I believe that that has happened to some degree. I think we've seen anonymous review places struggle. And I think that we've become cynical to anonymous reviews because we have friends that work at anonymous review PR agencies. Like literally, you guys all have friends that you know work at companies, and like when you have beers with them, we're like, oh, my PR company, we leave negative reviews on our competitors of our clients. It's ludicrous. And so because I thought that was a problem, I kind of never got excited about Yelp 5 years ago, and I haven't paid attention. My intuition is that Yelp probably has enough attention. Now, let me actually answer this. Actually, here we go. I like bringing value. $400?
Yeah.
You should do it. Anytime you can afford to learn and crash and burn, you should do it. And not that all of you have $400 to spare. Because if you did, I hope you bought 20 copies of the AskGaryVee book. But I would absolutely spend the $400 because even if you return nothing, you don't have to ask Gary Vee. You don't have to Google it up. You actually lived it in real life. And so I would tell you to spend it if you can afford it because the context, this is what I talked about the other day that caught a lot of people's attention, the micro loss but the macro win. This is a perfect example of it. You might have a micro loss where you spend $400 and you got nothing, but the learnings that you don't have to spend time and energy figuring out Yelp may be greater than that ROI. I think we should write a micro macro piece. Yeah, what do I mean about micro losses and macro wins? Okay. Just, you know, how you learn. You know, why learning is really valuable. You know, real life learning. It's that real life learning, Stefan.
All right.
Not that I'm gonna memorize who the president is and regurgitate it and get an A. Bullshit. Especially, I mean, I didn't have this. Actually, you kind of needed to know John Quincy Adams is the second president, you know, or you know, like you need to know that crap, right? Or is it John Adams the second one and then John Quincy later? But like, of course you don't know because it doesn't mean anything. You know, it doesn't mean anything. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's John. I mean, it's John Adams is the second one, I think, and then John Quincy's later.
Yeah.
Which is some shit in itself. Just add the Quincy.
I had a ruler with a multiplication table on the back of it.
You did? You like cheated?
Yeah, because I did not have time.
John Quincy Adams was the 6th president of the United States in America. F you, Mrs. Thompson in history class. That was actually pretty good. Clip that stuff on, because anything that makes you laugh that big is good. Let's do it.
From David.
Told you entertainment value was coming.
I'm coming to New York.
But it's, you know what? It's actually interesting too. Like we're living through the death of the value of information. Like storing information in your brain is just not valuable. Go ahead.
David.
By the way, look at this man's face.
He's not happy. That was giant forehead.
He's not happy because like nobody's gonna remember what president I was, and then one day the internet's gonna come along. Yeah, I know. I actually will never forget. You know what's funny? The brain is powerful though. I will literally never forget that John Quincy Adams is the 6th president. And do you know why? Because I've now associated John Quincy Adams with Mark Sanchez in my brain.
There you go.
That's how I remember everything.
Number 6.
I literally do that for everything. I literally memorize like my passport numbers on like Sheldon Richardson, Mo Wilkerson, Mo Lewis. You know, like I just.
The numbers?
That's what I do. Yeah. All right, let's do it.
David asks, I'm coming to New York for a month in the fall purely to network. Where would you go to network if you were a New York novice?
Do you know what I did with this guy? I retweeted this and said, VaynerNation, help this dude out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It didn't even show up on the thing. Look.
No?
No.
That's interesting.
Doesn't even
Weird.
say that you did it.
Let me just make sure it's him or if it's not somebody else. Yeah, I did this.
That's so weird.
Yeah, why wouldn't it do that?
I don't know.
That's funny because you would have normally known that.
Well, I thought it was a really interesting question.
Because I retweeted him. Maybe that's why?
But wouldn't it show up in retweets then?
Yeah, yeah, it's weird.
I don't know.
Well, David,
Sorry, I don't
you know, I think that you know, you can do it a lot of ways, and the way you're doing it is probably the right ways, which is when you reached out to somebody in the market like I did. I actually want to do something funny and say, hey, pass it on, and some people reached out to you. And the other thing is you just, you know, use your social graph and use information, right? There's a lot of places to network. I think meetup.com is still an old school Web 2.0 site that you can find some stuff out about, and so that's a scoop. Nothing, you know, I don't think that's a great question. I think you did the right thing by asking me because I could have been in the mood to answer it, but in the way my brain is today, I don't know, use people and use information. I mean, people are information now, you know. I'm interested in that. You know, back to Yelp, I actually, see, you did it again, India. One of the reasons I was down on anonymous review sites was I was like, this social media thing's gonna happen, and I can just go to Twitter search and put in restaurant, or put in restaurant names, New York, and use people's opinions that are doing it publicly. So I still think people is a great way to go. And you can get down people rabbit holes all day long, right? You see somebody, you know, you ask somebody on Twitter, they retweet it like I did, or somebody else replies, and people. I think another cool thing is tastemakers, like the 50 best chefs in New York, or the 50 coffee houses in New York that have Twitter accounts. So I think Google with Twitter is interesting. Top 50 coffee shops in New York City, search. Boom, you get a list. This is if you really want to come to New York for a month and network, right? Then you look at the list, and then you find them on Twitter, and then you ask them, hey, Mort's Coffee Shop, are you a great place for networking? You're gonna get 7 of them, of the 50 that reply. 3 of them are gonna offer you free coffee and introduce you to the owner. Like, life is about grabbing it. If you go on the offense, funny things happen. You know, like, if you take the time to do what I just said, tactically, like, that's inevitable. Inevitable. Of those 50 on Twitter, 7 will reply with free coffee, 3 will do something cool. Yeah.
Danny.
I like grabbing life.
Grabbing life.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really think so much of this comes down to that. Like, are you on the offense or are you on the defense? Right? Like, oh, I'll just go to New York and ask a couple friends and go to one TripAdvisor site. You know what I mean? Or you can put in the work. In a world, this is why Twitter is so special. It's so special. Please do me a favor, VaynerNation, tonight, for an hour, it's a lot of time, tweet at 25 people that you'd love to have a conversation with. Maybe, and don't go Mark Cuban and Damon Johns and Zucks. Go with like the account for your 4 favorite restaurants in your local town. And just say, Sallows, I love your stuff. I'm telling you right now, come back to this thread on Facebook and YouTube. I will show you enormous things that happen because of it. People are gonna eat for free for weeks. People are gonna meet people for weeks. People are gonna meet a local entrepreneur who built a 37-year restaurant chain that they may learn something from. You know, everybody gets impractical with grabbing life. I'm gonna get Mark Cuban. One of you out of 1 million are gonna get Mark Cuban for a coffee. But like if you hit up your favorite pet shop, like India, hit up your art museums where you paint. You know, like hit them up. Like I really believe in that. I really do. Or like if you really are into museums, like go find a museum account and then hit up and Google this. It's Google. Like it's like, you know, Google the director of the museum. They inevitably have 412 nerd followers, and then you hit them up and they're pumped. They're like, I'm here Saturday, let's have a conversation. Go hit up you go to Napa, you can go and like get a list off of sfdaily.com, or you can get that same list, then go to Twitter, tweet at the winery and tweet at the owner and winemaker of the winery and have a totally different experience for no cost except the hour of actually putting in the work. The dude, and listen, all of you are doing this and there's some serendipity, but the dude that DM'd me today, Alexander Wazlewski from Poland, he took an at-bat, and by the way, tons of you do. And a lot of times I don't do it, I don't have the time, it's serendipity, but today, Alexander Wazlewski in Warsaw, Poland, is getting a signed book coming to his house. Just keep swinging. You know what I mean? The math is the math. Like, just keep swinging.
It's true.
I know. I live it. Yeah, I'm super pissed that you won that battle. that question I completely poo-pooed. I wonder if I subconsciously forced it to produce great content because I love you so much.
Okay.
No.
It's possible.
Do you think that, just because it's not in your benefit, you're like, okay? Like, do you think that's possible?
Yes.
Yeah. That's probably,
how much you
by the way,
care.
that's a bigger compliment than saying you won that little micro debate.
Yeah, I'm never gonna win the micro debate, so it's very.
I don't like anybody winning any debates with me. Let's move on.
Okay, from Danny.
Danny.
Hey Gary, you're welcome to Europe. So 1 month today we'll be right in there in London for the event. If you guys haven't got tickets, get them.
So here is my question.
Daily V has given us big insight into how unpredictable your day could be and how crazy it is. Do you have any pillars, any consistent things you do every day that you make sure you get in every day that keep you kind of on track?
The only thing that I can say that I consistently do is wake up, take my phone, and go poop. It's truly the only 100%, I don't know if that means I'm balanced or whatever that means in that weird world, but like, it's the only thing that always happens. And I like it, because ironically I like it for the weirdest reason, because I don't want to poop during the middle of the day. I'm pumped that I don't waste, and by the way, I like to poop for a long time. Like I don't go in, like I'm not a utilitarian pooper. I'm like 15, 20 minutes. Like the phone, really get in it, you know, like work. So I actually don't like pooping in public.
You mean like in the public bathroom?
At VaynerMedia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No one likes pooping here.
I mean, it's just not fun to poop with other people there.
It sucks to poop.
It's why I like European, airports, because they have like really private stalls by comparison. Something the US could really learn. Could use some more private pooping places. So that's the only thing I do consistently. Obviously I work out now every day, but it's, that doesn't, I don't know. That's the only thing that kind of starts my day. So I know that was a little weird, but that's the truth. I don't know what we've learned from that. Probably not that much, so I apologize. The end.
Your mornings are very consistent.
Consistent mornings.
Last one from Kyle.
Kyle asked, what are you most worried or nervous about for the AskGaryVee book launch?
Nothing. Kyle, it is in the bag at this point. We did our work. There's nothing like preparation. It feels amazing. It's just the best. Listen, I lived through 12 years of lack of preparation. Do you know how scary it is to come to school when your book report is due and everybody in your class puts it in and you didn't even do it? You didn't even do it. Like, I didn't even do it. Like, do you know how weird it is when you get that Scantron and you're like, all right, what are we gonna do today? B, C, A, D, D, D. I bet you they went D crazy today. D, D, C. Like, I lived 12 years of lack of preparation because of school, and now I've lived, 22 years of full preparation, 18 years of full preparation at all times, and so I'm not nervous. We've done what we were supposed to do, and the pre-sales show it, and the 18 months of the content that I've been putting out is showing it, and we're at 3 to 4x the book sales of Jab to Jab Right Hook at this point, so we are cruising. As a matter of fact, I'm turning down all the offers now, like, come here, it's over. You wanted me to come? You f***ed up. It's over, now it's 80K cash in my pocket. That's it. You don't even get the books. I just show up, like, gotta take advantage of the arbitrage. Question of the day. What are you most nervous about? I have seen a incline in the Vayner Nation interacting with each other. I do believe that there's 7 to 11 brave souls in Facebook and YouTube that will leave real, authentic answers to this question, and I believe that is powerful. And so I'll try to take a peek at that, and that's the scoop. You keep asking questions, I'll keep answering. Give me this.
The show!
Whoa, Andy got hyper. Good job, Andy.
Andy,
What's up, guys?
The show?
Babson is gonna be fire. Babson Boston, I'm excited about.
Dude.
I have a signed copy on the way. Cannot wait. Yay! What's up? What's up? What's up? Columbus, Ohio? No. Nope. Istanbul. I love you. Savvy Sexy. Oh, guys, you have to see Savvy Sexy Social's music video review of the book. It is bonkers. We're about to tape the show. A lot of times I Periscope it live, but today I'm not going to. Shut down.